Hey Clashers, the Equipment Blast event is starting tomorrow, and in this one, you're supposed to be able to catch up with equipment levels or unlock old equipments which you have not unlocked just yet. During this event, you can progress and unlock more and more stuff with just taking down town halls as a building. This does count in regular battles, which means farming mode, but at the same time as well in ranked battles, like for example your Electro or your Legend attacks or wherever you're located in the league system. Those points are then going to be collected and used for you to progress through the entire event and unlock everything. Let's take a look at the overall reward list, and you can see we have quite some ores in there, and unfortunately, no clan castle cake. I'm kind of sad about that, but hey, we have 8 mighty morsel, and a really big recommendation for me is use those to test equipment and see if you want to upgrade them further. Remember, doing attacks and 30 challenges, do not take any of the attacks from this magic snack. The one gold coin right now in this overview is this scenery right here. You will get that for free, and it's just a display error in the build where the content creators are recording for you this type of sneak peek. If you want to get the event pass or any of the other offers from the in-game shop, make sure that you're supporting your favorite content creator. With credit code iTzu, you can support me and this channel. Now let's take a look at the entire overview. You can get the Grand Warden skin, remember, not as a free-to-play, unfortunately. A ton of equipments are coming back, and as well you can buy ores. The prices, though, in my opinion, make 0 sense whatsoever. Like the 5 starry ore, somehow the pack is more expensive than the 10 starry ore, which it looks over really messed up. In my opinion, the prices are completely random. I hope that they're going to fix it, or otherwise, yeah, just go for the best prices per piece, which pretty much means like 1 ore per gem and just like get the numbers right. Like it looks really weird. What looks really weird as well is this decoration, but at the same time, it's funny. So with tapping on the decoration, you can like change the scene which is getting played, and you can either get the hammer ready and just, yeah, really have fun with the goblin builder, or you have a nice Christmas tree, for example, which you can spawn, which isn't bad either. But at the same time, you can as well spawn, yeah, is that a global chat reference? I don't know. I think at this point, yeah, it's this kind of disturbing. I don't know. Like, whoever came up with this, I have no problem with what their issue is, but it's weird. The other option is as well just having a goblin getting pulled into the lamp because he's too greedy as always. But I have to say, for me, the favorite thing, which I think is just really funny, is just getting the hammer and having some fun with the goblin builder. But yeah, that's the decoration which you can claim in there as well if you want to. I'm not sure how many people are doing that because, I mean, obviously, my recommendation would be going for the equipments. As I said earlier, the resources for the ores are kind of random right now. So we'll just go through the list, what equipments I would pick and in what order if I would not have any of those equipments just yet. The number 1 equipment I would go with is the action figure. This thing is insanely strong. It is OP, it is broken. And no, this is not me saying it should get nerfed, but I'm just trying to showcase and highlight to you how strong this equipment is, especially on the last couple of levels. If you can try to max this out, it's a game changer. The last levels are giving so many hit points to your giant, it is ridiculous. Next one is the fireball. This is more a personal thing, but the fireball in theory right now is the number 1 equipment in the game, especially outside of esports mode where the radius is not limited. It's just so strong, but if you just don't like fireball attacks, don't even bother about it. The next one is the magic mirror, which is just a really nice all-rounder. If you're not an air attacker, that is important because air attacks usually use the giant arrow and then the action figure, so don't bother with the magic mirror if you're an air attacker. If you're a ground attacker though, the magic mirror is a really good choice for you, where you can get a lot of value out of your Archer Queen, especially combined with the action figure. The next one, the heroic torch. This one, by the way, is more something to plan into the future. I do not think that this equipment is going to be game-breaking strong or anything like that when the balance change is going to happen in a couple of days. Instead, I think this equipment will be really good if you combine it with the possible new level for Electro Titans or Super Yetis as soon as those are then releasing for Town Hall 18. With Meteor Golems, the synergy is okay, but not really needed, so it will be really strong in the future with those tanky troops which otherwise struggle with walls. Next one, the spiky ball is just a classic all-rounder that always works with a lot of different strategies, and you can combine it with many of them. So that is for sure as well an option you can go for if you want to. But again, I really want to highlight this at this point. Those recommendations are as well based on what you like to play. I'm not the biggest air attacker, for example, so that's why I would recommend things like the torch, which is obviously a really only like ground type equipment. The same with, for example, the fireball. You usually do not see a fireball dragon attack, so yeah, keep that in mind when I'm doing those recommendations. The next one, the rocket spear, is just a really solid all-rounder. You can use it in many different strategies, so that's another thing you can go for. And Frostflake is obviously there as well, but hey, I know a lot of people like to use the rocket spear more because the usage of the Royal Champion is way harder with the Frostflake. Another one would be a little more niche one for ground attacks is the Snake Bracelet. That obviously works great as well if you want to have the king going around the outside. The reason why I say this way later is because if you're free to play, sometimes it's even more worth it to concentrate on more impactful equipment and go maybe with another equipment like the Earthquake Boots, which are doing a solid job as well. Yes, on the highest level, you might have more value with the Snake Bracelet, but again, it's not that big of a deal. The next one is an obvious one, and that is the Electro Boots. You can have this obviously already way further, like way earlier, but I feel like nowadays it is nice to have, don't get me wrong, but maybe you don't have to do priority as much on that equipment anymore. But again, it depends on the equipment and the strategies you play currently. Then I feel like one big talking point for sure is for air attackers, the Dark Crown, even though it feels like the Meteor Staff right now is just better. So I'm not sure if you really want to invest any ores into the Dark Crown. The Lava Loon Puppet, and that is an interesting one, with the balance changes happening in a few days, is going to receive a massive buff. The issue, though, is that the Warden has so many good equipment. So the question then is, do you use the Lava Loon Puppet with, for example, the Eternal Tome? Or would you rather use the Eternal Tome with the Healing Tome or the Rage Gem? I feel like those other auras have just way more impact than spawning up to 3 Lava Loon Puppets. I'm just not sure. I feel like the Lava Loon Puppet is stronger, but it's still going to be not as strong as those aura effects on so many of your own troops in air spam attacks. Maybe people are coming up with their own unique approaches with the Lava Loon Puppet, where you're zapping down air defenses or something. I don't know. But at least for now, I just do not see personally that the Lava Loon Puppet is going to be stronger than a lot of those other powerful auras from the Warden. But let me know what you think about that in the comments. At least for now, that's the event. If you have most of those important equipments, make sure that you're getting those ores in. Make sure that you're buying the right packs first. If Supercell stay with those current price system, which in my opinion just makes little to 0 sense. Or if you have the upgrades already in for your most favorite equipments, get a new one and make sure that you upgrade that as well. Otherwise, that's it for the video. As I said earlier, the event is going to start tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next Clash video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.